And we're live. This is Nifty Culture. I'm Pio. I'm here with my pal Sniper. What's going on, Sniper?
Yo. Jekyll Hyde. Can I get an at symbol on H Bizzle NFT? I'm the most high maintenance co-host ever. At H Bizzle NFT. And that's my Jekyll to my Hyde. My Hyde is NFT Sniper Bot. You know me. And then I got my boy here, Nifty News. He's about to spit it on the NFTs. And I'm excited because we got two real radio hosts, not a lunatic with a CryptoPunk hat. And we got two real radio hosts. And we're going to be chatting it up today. I know I made the schedule. I haven't slept. Give us the topic. What did we decide? The future of NFTs.
Yes,
right?
sir. Let's go.
You're going to get a sandbox pitch from me in a little bit. And you could probably go to about 115. Spasta's not going to be ready till 115. Spasta goes 15 minutes at 115. Fabs goes at 130. Can we do Spasta and Fabs in the same link?
Yeah, but let's talk about it when we're not live with an audience. And
I understand, but I'm leaving you. I want you guys to take over.
Send me
it's the vaccines, people. It's behind the curtain.
Oh, we're live? We're live?
Yeah, we're live, dude.
I'm kidding. That's a joke.
Okay.
It's a joke.
I was gonna be like, dude,
it's fun. I make it fun here. All right,
I know you do.
I'm back. I'm going to come back.
This is the bonus material for everybody. This is the bonus material.
I'm going to come back in 20 minutes, and the look on Pio's face will be priceless when I come back. All right? I'm out. All right?
I'm excited.
Go have fun and talk about the future.
Was that some whiskey I just saw right there? Was that whiskey? What was that?
All right, he doesn't. No comment, I guess. He just ignored that one. But Nifty News, buddy.
Yes,
good
sir.
to have you on. Happy
look at that beard. You got to trust a man with a beard. That's what you got to do, bro.
I could say the same thing to you, and it's good to have two radio hosts on. We're both radio guys, I guess. Here we go. So Mike Winters just said Bizzle, Pio, and Nifty News gonna make it, or maybe he said good morning. But yeah, man. So give the audience a little context on who you are in the NFT space, and we'll just kind of dive in from there.
So, it's a little bit of a long story, but I'll shorten it up. So I've been in the crypto space since 2016, got in, got whacked, got back in, got whacked.
You mean like wrecked? Like just straight up wrecked?
Yeah. That's part of the process, right? You got to go through the fire and learn. I call it like a crypto tax. You have to pay the crypto tax to really
pay
learn.
The piper.
What's that?
I said pay the piper. It's like the same thing with NFTs. Like, dude, I got wrecked in NFTs and then didn't buy into apes and gutter cats. So that's just double wrecked because
dude, I don't own an ape. I don't own a Twitter cat. None of that stuff. But the first time I heard about NFTs was obviously NBA Top Shot. I think a lot of people saw that use case. And to be honest with you, when I first saw it, I didn't really understand it and I didn't get it. But it was until I think January I was on Clubhouse. And there's a guy named Farouk that was opening up some Clubhouse rooms, and people were just going crazy about it. And I looked into it, obviously busy with some crypto projects. But it wasn't really until I would say April or May that I was like, okay, there's something here. I need to take the time. And I think that's really important for a lot of people. Like you really have to understand what is really going on in the NFT space. And it's kind of like the Matrix. When you take the red pill, you can't unsee what you just are understanding and seeing. And so I'm part of a couple of companies that are building technology around the NFT space. And we're building the infrastructure around it. Something that I'm really focused on is more of the metaverse and how we're going to be using these NFTs in the future.
Very cool. And so, when you think about the future for NFTs, this is something that gets talked about all the time. It's very theoretical, but what do you think are some of the biggest key things to bring up when you think of the future of NFTs?
Well, I think there's a couple of different ways that you can go, right? These PFP projects is one way. This is obviously the first use case of it. I like to say that we're like a 6-month-old little baby sucking on our bottle. And where NFTs are going to go in the future is going to really revolutionize the world and what we do. So as far as these PFP projects, obviously that's rendering those PFPs as an avatar, being able to walk around the metaverse as an ape or a rat, It's going to identify your social status inside the metaverse. But as far as the real that's a real use case. But as far as the big stuff that I'm really hyped up about is being able to, for example, wrap your home in an NFT, and every time that home sells forever, you'll be able to get some sort of percentage or royalty on that and start building legacy wealth. I think your diplomas will be NFTs. I think your driver's license will be NFTs. There's just so many use cases that NFTs will change, because it's basically authenticating ownership and identification on the blockchain. And that's in the music industry, like that's something that we're hyper focused on. The future record labels are going to be NFT launchpad platforms, and NFTs to me is kind of like the new fan club. It's a way to interact with your fans in a very cool digital way.
Everything that you said, I totally agree with. I've talked about basically all those things. I haven't talked about wrapping the house as an NFT and then earning royalties on your house as it sells in the future. And I want to ask you about that one, because that kind of doesn't make sense to me, because once you sell the house, don't you sell the rights to that NFT? Unless, I guess, you're like a famous architect, and the architect that designed like this amazing house sells it with the NFT, and then when it changes hands, that architect gets royalties. That sounds interesting. Is that what you meant?
Yeah. Well, think about it this way. I mean, this has not been built. Nobody's really thought around this, because there's a lot of legal issues with the title. Right. So if you own the house and you wrap it in an NFT and you mint that NFT, you can build a 0.5% or a 0.25% or a 0.1% royalty on the transfer of that NFT. So these are just thoughts that I have in my mind. I don't know if that's even possible. But what's crazy about NFTs is when you really sit back and you think about it, your mind just goes crazy. And for example, wrapping your car in an NFT that your maintenance records are tied to. So when I purchase that NFT, I'm purchasing the car with the NFT, and I know how many times the oil was changed, if the transmission was wrecked, if it was in a car accident, that sort of use case, because it's really, you can't lie when it's on the blockchain. That's why we're in this space, right? Like, we are in this space because we believe in transparency and being able to trust one another without even knowing one another.
Yeah. So, I mean, I totally agree. And the big key things people need to understand is when people think of NFTs, right, they think of like artwork right now or collectibles. Right. That's what they think. Right. That's why you always hear like, what is an NFT? Can I just save it as right-click save as? They don't get it. They don't get that NFT just means blockchain-based token. That's all that it means. Right. Okay. So Bitcoin is the original NFT. The ETH token is an NFT, right? Yep. And now we're seeing NFT technology, aka blockchain technology, aka the technology that was started with Bitcoin, that has been largely used in the financial sort of use case area because of these cryptocurrencies, right? This money that is based on blockchain is now also being used for other things. And you brought up the car. You brought up like, the oil changes. Right now, if someone's like a responsible car owner, they're keeping all their physical paper receipts. Maybe they're lucky and maybe they're lucky and their mechanic or their dealership sends them a PDF and they actually have the digital version, maybe, right? But that's not an entry that lives on a blockchain where even if you delete the email, if you delete the file, it doesn't matter because it's a signature on this blockchain that will live forever. Just like if I send you Bitcoin right now, no matter what we do, there's nothing we can do about it. And in 50 years, they'll be able to look up that I sent you Bitcoin at this time on this day, right? So it's the same thing with this other stuff. So when I talk about future NFT use cases, I think about receipts, which is what we're talking about here, right? What did you buy, when, who, where, right? Accounting, no question. Right.
Totally. Yep.
When you talk about houses and real estates, I went through a mortgage refi this year. Holy shit. What an archaic situation. It's so bad. And you sit there in a lawyer's office and you like sign all these physical pieces of paper and you pay this fee and that fee and they put money in escrow and blah, blah, blah. All of that can be done right now. It can be done right now with blockchain technology with 0 employees. You know what I mean? Like it can be done with 0 employees. And when I think about it, like people are just catching up to Bitcoin now. Like CNBC is just now starting to like talk about Bitcoin. Think about how far behind they are on NFTs. But it's like, if I can move $100 million of Bitcoin from where I am now to Australia, across the world, I can do it in 40 minutes. The fee is going to be about $15 US, and there's 0 employees that have to worry about it. Whereas if you had to move that money at a bank, they would have to literally get the manager. It would be a multi-day process. There'd be a whole team of people on the operation to move your money. They'd have to make phone calls, all this stuff. So people don't understand that this technology, first of all, it's already disrupting, and second of all, it just eliminates. It's just automation, right? People think about AI and automation. This is AI and automation for communication, for accounting, for all that stuff.
Intellectual property is a big one. And that's kind of like the use case I see with music is, hey, you're a new artist. You're going to drop 50,000 NFTs and you're going to raise a pretty decent amount of money for that. And now I have some digital IP ownership rights of your music library. I mean, can you imagine if NFTs were around when Tupac was alive and you could invest into Tupac and then get a royalty from from that.
Exactly.
Concert tickets will be NFTs where everybody that's at a concert will get a certain NFT that's a poster or a video, and people are literally going to buy concert tickets, not even going to the concert, just to get the NFT, and probably pay for your concert ticket that you just purchased. And I like to think NFTs right now is the productization of crypto, meaning it's like wrapping crypto in a box and putting a beautiful label on that bag of crypto. And nobody cares if Steph Curry buys $180,000 worth of Ethereum, but everybody does care that $180,000 of a Bored Ape. And essentially what Steph Curry did was buy $180,000 of Ethereum. That was the transaction. It's just with the face of a Bored Ape, right? And so people are speculating this because when you sell your NFT, you're selling it back into the crypto market, right? So it kind of, unless you convert that crypto back into fiat, but most likely people aren't going to do that. They're going to sell it, maybe diversify some of that into the crypto market, maybe flip it and buy a couple of more NFTs. I mean, there's so many ways to do, and it's making crypto fun. You know, staring at a chart every single day going up and down is not really fun, but staring at your NFTs and talking about, oh, I got a Bored Ape, I got a rat, I got a, you know, I call it the Noah's Ark of NFTs, right? Like there's all these animals that are coming out. It's crazy. Like every day there's bananas, there's apples. There's like, am I at a farmer's market or am I at a zoo? Like what's going on here? But this is the fun stuff, right? We're making it fun. We're making it exciting. And then you jump on Twitter and you jump into these Twitter spaces and you're like, okay, cool. I'm not freaking crazy. There's other people that think like me. And I just tweeted yesterday a chart about the adoption curve. Right, 2.5% of people are innovators, and then it goes to early adopters, then it goes to majority adopters, and then it goes to basically like boomers or laggers. And when you look at that chart, even 2.5% is a lot when you're talking about NFTs. We're on the very front tip of that 2.5%. And that's exciting because this is knowledge and information that people can make a lot of money from just by being able to navigate these waters.
Yeah, I mean, everyone says we're so early, and I'm pulling up one of those charts that you're talking about right now because I think it's definitely a very relevant thing to have. I'm glad you brought it up, and I like what you talked about how the unit of account for NFTs largely is ETH. Obviously, there's people that are making cases for their coins right now, but when you think about it, if anything, trading NFTs probably has made a lot of people very, very comfortable with cryptocurrency, just in the sense that, like if you make a big NFT sale and you sell something you paid 0.1 ETH for 5 ETH or something, right? You have like a 50x come up and you're sitting on 5 ETH. It's unrealistic that you're going to change that 5 ETH right into fiat unless you're literally trying to like pay off a loan or something like that, right? If you're doing that, then cool. But then when they're watching ETH go up in value, when they're watching all these people just
who's going to do that? It's the hook.
Who's going to do it?
It's the hook. Once you're hooked in, and it's a great educational tool because the same process that you have to go through to buy an NFT is basically the same process that you have to go through. I mean, it is the same process you have to go through to buy crypto, because you have to buy crypto before you buy an NFT. And so I see this as the adoption of cryptocurrency and people investing into crypto and the use cases of crypto are spearheaded by the NFT movement, because you have to sit down, you have to open up a MetaMask wallet, you have to go into an exchange, you have to purchase Ethereum or Solana or Polkadot or whatever platform that you're using, and we can talk about those other chains in a second. And then you have to transfer that money or that crypto into your MetaMask wallet. Then you have to open up an OpenSea account or whatever exchange that you're using, and then you have to sit there and cross your fingers and you're like, oh my gosh, am I doing this right? And what you essentially did was just a lot of people have made their very first crypto purchase through an exchange to buy an NFT. And that's the exciting part.
It's so exciting. And like just getting that comfortability and realizing it's just money. And if anything, you can trust this money way more than you can trust government issued money, especially in the case of Bitcoin, right? Like I'm always making jokes. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm going to get canceled by the NFT community, but like, you gotta kind of acknowledge that.
Bro. We got time to save you. I mean, it's all good.
Going back to what you talked about for use cases, I'd pulled this up. And this is basically, when you look at this, this is a painting by a postmodern painter named Mario Schifano. He was an Italian painter, important in that postmodern painting era. He died of a heroin overdose. He has a storied history. My family owns an original painting by him. So that's probably it's our most valuable, like, collectible for sure. I can't imagine we have anything else that's more valuable than this, right? And it looks a lot like this one. So literally just picture something like this in my family's house right now. The token of authenticity for that painting, it was purchased in the 80s in southern Italy by my mom. The token of authenticity is a Polaroid picture of the painting that the artist Mario Schifano signed himself. So first of all, that is really cool. Let's not take away the fact,
but
that is really cool.
Picture.
Exactly. It's a little bit
NFT. That's like that. Yeah, exactly. This was this concept has been around a long time. We just didn't have blockchain, and we didn't have this technology to authenticate pieces. And that's amazing.
It's literally the token of authenticity. And it's like, once you start to think that way, even though that is cool, and I would still want that, that's just another piece of art in itself.
Right.
I think it's safe to say that the NFT would be the bulletproof way to ensure that the art is not counterfeited. And obviously, because the traditional art world is like a billionaire's game, literally, like, a normal person does not buy a Jackson Pollock. I mean, the fact that my family even owns this piece by Schifano is surprising to me, because we're not like a rich family, right? But it's like, people don't understand there really is a counterfeiting issue in the traditional art world, because why wouldn't there be? When you see it in the NFT world right now with the rug pulls. If you're going to wave $1 million in front of people that have the technical skills to be able to make a drop, do you really think that they're above a rug pull? Like, come on, No.
Yeah, there's a lot of scammers out there. There's a lot. This is uncharted waters. You have to be very careful who you're dealing with. And here's another thing is, when you get into crypto and NFTs, you are now taking responsibility onto your own hands. There is no third-party administrator. There is no, hey, let me call customer support because I forgot my seed phrase. This is financial freedom, but with that freedom comes with a lot of responsibility. And people are totally going to get wrecked. They're going to be buying these NFTs. They're going to store their seed phrase on a sticky note on the counter, and it's gone. And that's really important for a lot of people to understand. Is like, yo, I tell people, I was like treat your seed phrase as if it's $50 million. What would you do?
You'd probably be pretty careful with it.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
And a lot of people don't totally understand that. And like, I have a friend who, he does well, like he makes, salesperson money working at like Google, right? So he does well.
Yeah.
But he's not like all the way in on Bitcoin. And I've gone, I've tried, as you can imagine, I mean, look at what I'm doing right now, right?
We're literally talking about that. Can't save everybody. They'll get it eventually.
I've tried so hard, but he owns probably like 3 Bitcoins or 4 Bitcoins, right?
Right.
And so he keeps them on like Coinbase or whatever the exchange is.
Yeah.
And I've talked to him about the importance of a hardware wallet.
Right.
And he's just pushed back on the idea of doing that.
Yeah.
And I said to him, if those Bitcoins were worth $1 million each, would you have a different perspective on this?
Right.
And he said, well, yeah, I would. And I said, well, guess what? Those Bitcoins are going to be worth $1 million each.
Yeah.
And 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. So it's consider it be worth $1 million right now. Why wouldn't you take action accordingly? But some people are, they're very bugged out by the technical advancements that they have to make, albeit easy ones. Like, how hard is it really? I don't even know where my treasure, like, how hard is it to learn how to use this little like user-friendly thing? It's a very user-friendly thing to use,
Yeah. Go on YouTube, type it in, how to use a ledger, walk through. And then when you do it, don't send all your stuff once, do it, practice back and forth, sending it back and forth. So we've been talking about, it's really just education because people are completely lost. And I have to remember, it's like, okay, I understand this stuff, but I've been in the industry for a while. And when somebody comes in, it's very overwhelming because it's a completely different way of thinking and understanding how the world works. And there's no bank that holds your NFTs. You can't walk in and say, hey, I would like my NFT, please. And that is scary for a lot of people. But for a lot of people, that's like, hell yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, and I love it when you start talking about music and film. So just to give context, my creative background is as a music video director. So obviously I've really like gone hard on studying film, studying music, and then having personal experience in both industries, more in the music industry, and watching how brutal it is for the artists themselves to make money. And if you can imagine, none of the musicians are making any money, right? Except for the top tier. And so imagine how much the music video director that's partnered with the musician that's not making any money is making, right? So it's not like it's a very difficult industry to make a sustainable living in as like an adult person. So I love the idea that NFTs operate as like this new medium to monetize those fields and to cut out more middlemen. The internet already cut out a lot of middlemen, and I think NFTs just come in with a baseball bat and just destroy the rest of the middlemen. And when I think about it, the cool thing is, it's not like you won't be able to listen to the song or watch the movie without the NFT. The NFT just becomes like a speculative play / a collector's play.
Yes.
And so think about a film rather than going through a studio or something.
Yeah.
If you make the film and you release it as an NFT and you say there's a limited run of 1,000 of them, like a crowdfund, right? Yeah. You can still, everyone can watch the NFT. I mean, watch the film. So it can get as mainstream appeal as it needs, right? It can just blow up. And then that just makes the value of the NFT more because it's like those people own a piece of the film. So I love it, but I feel like a lot of people aren't thinking that way and they don't understand that that's a reality.
Yeah. There's another sector that I'm super bullish on. And I think this is where mainstream NFT adoption is going to happen. and that's in the gaming sector.
Oh yeah,
gamers are already 99% there. It's just most games are not on chain, right? So they're buying digital assets, they're buying skins, they're buying war chests, they're buying. I'm not a gamer, so please, people, don't like crush me. Like
don't kill them.
Yeah, like a diamond sword or whatever, right? But now, you know, I have two boys. I have 11-year-old and 13-year-old. They don't see the difference between a digital asset and a physical asset. In fact, they probably do see a difference. They'd rather have a digital skin than new shirt and pants, right? They don't care about that kind of stuff. So that's where, and we already see this with Axie Infinity and what they've done and all of the onboarding that they have. But imagine in Fortnite and you have a digital skin and it's an NFT, and you can take that digital skin and now convert it to NBA Jam or a basketball game, or you know, I mean, it's crazy to think that they can go cross platforms and really build yourself up, and you can actually turn that into a business. You can just be a gamer that just creates these NFTs, these play to earn NFTs, get a special skin or a weapon of some sort, go on to OpenSea, cash out, and repeat. And then something else I thought about is being able to rent your digital skin or your sword, right? Your gaming assets, where maybe I don't want to spend 3 or 4 months, you know, using resources to create that NFT, but you have it, and I'm like, yo, can I? Let's, you know, you set up it on some sort of mark. This does not exist that I know of. These are just ideas and thoughts, right? That I pay X amount of Polkadot to use your weapon or your skin for the next 48 hours. So I can go on to my mission, do it, and then the NFT comes back to you. So but that's where this is all going. I think the gaming industry has just woken up to what NFTs can do. In even buying real estate in, you know, Grand Theft Auto, right? Having a nightclub in Grand Theft Auto that you purchased, that you can start making revenue from. And that kind of gets into the whole metaverse sector as well.
Yeah. And you know, I want to say that the gaming industry is one of the most natural fits for NFTs, but I believe but I believe every industry is one of the most natural fits. They all will be. It's just new technology. It's like saying that the travel industry is better built for the internet than the music industry was. It's like, no, both of them are, right? So with gaming, though, I love what you said. I'm not a gamer either, but a friend of mine is a really big gamer, and he said that NFTs offer, and you basically just this. He just said it in a different way. He's like, there was this gap where the items that you own in a game or the skins or the character that you built had value to people. Like, people would love to have it, but there wasn't a seamless way to transfer true ownership of it. And guess what? You, the person that made that or acquired that item, didn't even have ownership of it in the first place. It was licensed to you by the game publisher. But now with NFTs, it's a shift. And Sasha from Stacks Accelerator, shout out to Sasha. His Twitter handle is sasha.btc. He's a gamer. He used to own an esports team, and he's obviously a venture capitalist now, so he's investing in companies like this. He talked about how we're going from the licensing culture to the ownership culture, and everybody is going to benefit. It's not like video game manufacturers are going to stop making money. In fact, they might make even more money now because of
royalty on every single. Yeah, exactly. And every time that thing sells. Right.
Exactly. So now it's just make the hottest thing, make the thing that's going to sell the most, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's wild. And you brought up, this marketplace. You're like, oh, it's theoretical. Like, I'm not saying that this exists, but if people have played this game, RuneScape, people have been playing this game since I was probably 9 years old, 10 years old. I'm 31 now. So it's literally been around for over 20 years. And in this game, when I was 12, people would buy and sell assets in the game. Again, they weren't properly, there wasn't proper ownership because it was all licensed by RuneScape, but RuneScape's still a thing. So this sort of marketplace has been in existence for over 20 years. People have been doing it for 20 years. Exactly. Think about that. So you think the person that 20 years ago bought something in RuneScape isn't going to just totally be like, oh, an NFT, let's go. Like, that's what people that are outside the space need to keep in mind, that this is a thing.
Right. Yeah, and that's why I said the gaming sector is going to really show the world the even a bigger use case than what NFTs are right now. Dude, the more the merrier, right? Like it's kind of like, you know, I feel like an evangelical NFT, you know, knocking on the door of people's homes. Have you heard the good word of the NFTs? You know, it's like I'm trying to tell people, like, hey, this is coming. This is coming. Like, pay attention. But unfortunately, people are worried about Kim Kardashian's ass and stupid stuff that we have on TV, right? Like you have to be able to dig and understand and educate yourself, because there's no book, there's not an NFT roadmap. We're all kind of building this plane as we fly it, and that's the exciting part. I think, you know, we're all early adopters, and that's kind of like that's what our ethos is. That's how we're designed to think, is like, hell yeah, let me just jump into this thing because this is awesome. This is dope.
Exactly. And, you know, just to wrap on like the early adopter thing, if you look at, you know, Axie Infinity, for example, which I just pulled up and that we talked about briefly, you know, this is a game that's really revolutionizing a lot of what's going on in the world of digital assets. And I didn't even understand it until recently, but like a friend of mine now, DB3Fi, shout out to DB3Fi, he's building out, you know, these scholarships where he's got these people that are in the Philippines making more money from playing this game with his assets, right? So he's trustlessly leasing his assets to them. There's no way that they can steal the asset. It's 100% owned by him, but he's leasing it to them. There's no third party. There's no employee that's walking him through it or that he has to pay out. It's just a trustless leasing of one of these assets to a person in another country like the Philippines. That person is making more money playing the game than if they were like a laborer or whatever their day job is.
Yeah,
it's more money for them, and everybody's just winning, right? I think that there will be evolution of this, and it'll have to kind of change over time to be truly sustainable. But for the time being, people don't understand there's just income streams being created from leasing of digital assets, which I think a lot of people don't understand is going on and would be surprised to hear about.
Yeah, I guess leasing is a better term than renting, and that's where I think a lot of this, passive income can come from. But also staking your NFT and earning interest on different platforms is something I'm really fascinated about. Like literally, if you own a Bored Ape right now and this thing keeps going where it's going, which we all believe, but we don't have a crystal ball. Like, I don't care if it's a floor Bored Ape, you're pretty much set. Obviously you can't quit your job or whatever, depending on what kind of Bored Ape that you have, but you can stake that, you can fractionalize that. The fractionalized NFTs is something I'm really fascinated about as well. That's dope. But
oh, hey, what's up? You guys said what happens if you have a Bored Ape? Do I need headphones? Sorry.
Check out the chart on Axie Infinity. Like, go look at like the last 90 days and just see what this token has done. And this gives you a good indication of, you know, where this is all going, because these guys are just like the first major, I think, game to do this. And wait until Fortnite, and you know they're all talking about it, right? Like there's not a boardroom in the world right now, whether you're in
That's a real lightsaber right there.
My Schwartz is bigger than your Schwartz.
What were we saying? Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was just watching the show. So having a good time.
What Nifty News, the knowledge he was dropping is actually basically the intersection of NFTs and DeFi, which we're starting to see more of. And when you talk about fractionalization, until you actually buy fractional shares of one of these NFTs, which I now have, you don't really understand the reality of it. But what you're doing is you're exchanging your ETH for these liquid tokens of the NFT. So I bought the Zombie Punk fractional shares. So I got these dead tokens, which then function just like any other DeFi DeFi protocol would function. And when you start to see that and you realize, you mean I could just buy these tokens on the secondary market, I can swap them out at any time, but they represent this fractional ownership of the NFT. And when you start talking about Punk's basic token, where if you actually get up to 1.05 Punk's basics token, which you can buy on a fractional basis as often as you want, you can actually exchange that for a floor Punk. So all this stuff is amazing. It's a technological revolution. It's been happening since Bitcoin came out in 2009. And if you're sleeping on it, then you're not going to make it. Isn't that right, H. Bizzle?
Yo, you know what we're going to do? We're going to fucking make it. WGFM.com. It's a new label. It's a new brand. It's going to be up.
bro.
WGFMI.com. I'm still on the .com because some guy sniped the ETH, I think, when I was talking about it one night. And WGFMI.com. I got a professional athlete that is jumping on the label this afternoon. He'd like to give his nod. We're going to do that at 4:45 PO, but don't tell anyone else because I don't want the Gutter Cat gang to know what's about to happen at 4:45. It's just going to be an ultimate flex. I'm going to be like, yo, hey, well, I met this guy.
That's too late. You just said it on YouTube, and everybody's going to take this and then tag them.
Oh, this is live? This is live? Fighting the war. Fighting the NFT war of businesses. Yeah, so anyway, my broker hung up on me. What's up?
Why did it hang up on you? I was going to ask you to wave that lightsaber around so I could screenshot it and tweet out that Sniper really has a lightsaber right now.
You want to make an NFT of it? Someone want to make an NFT of it? First guy in NFT business to have a whole day of content. He breaks out the fucking lightsaber. Anyone wants to talk shit? I got the red one too. Don't even start talking shit. That's what happens when some guy has 9 apes. He's lost his fucking mind, you know, because it gives me a lot of power and flexibility. And I don't have 9 apes anymore. But the fractional thing is really interesting because I could take 1 ape, literally, if I wanted to. And it sounds like you're good at tokenomics, so we'll be talking offline about a lot of shit. This is what you're talking about, Nifty. But when I could take 1 ape, a beautiful ape, and I do have beautiful ones. I have one that I think that one of Steph Curry's teammates probably want to buy because it's a beautiful blue ape. It's got those like awesome sunglasses and the like Panama Jack hat. Anyway, it's like, and it kind of matches the Golden State Warriors. So I mean, if you're a warrior and you want an ape, you come to H Bizzle Brokerage. All you have to do is go to H Bizzle NFT. That's my thing. Or you go to NFT Sniper Bot. Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll. No one even knows anymore at this point. But I could fractionalize an ape. I could say, hey guys, who wants to invest in the Steph Curry ape? I could take all my audience, throw it on a platform and say, hey audience, if you guys believe in me, because I've been good to you with gutters at 2-3. Gutters at 2-3 are like, woo! And you believe in me. I throw an ape in fractional and I say, yo, we'll build a DAO. We'll build the Discord. Right. Rio's going to do a video documentary series on us, you know, about this if he wants to, if he still wants to work with me after this day that I put him through. We'll see.
I think that's gone. No, I'm just kidding.
It's fine. You know what? There's some sort of genius in here, and Pio knows how to harness it. You know, we're gonna get our way to 27,000 ETH.
We're all crazy, is what is we just
WGFMI.com. So the power of having one of these blue chip items gives you a lot of power. You don't need 9 batteries low on my headset. That's why I'm a semi-pro, according to Q.
Well, maybe that's a sign.
Thank you. Okay, why don't you guys go back? Thank you. The point of the matter, I was just saying the power you have, blue chip item, you could fractionalize shit, you could build communities around it, you could flex to a bunch of people on Twitter Spaces that you're the fucking man with your PFP, with your CryptoPunk, or your ape, or your dog, or your gutter cat. Yo, if you got a gutter cat, I want you in my Twitter Spaces. Please, we need more gutter cats all the time. Gutter cats are the fucking answer. Anyway, that was my point. I thought it was relevant to chime in. You guys needed a little bit of extra alpha with a fucking lightsaber.
That's what we wanted. That's what the audience commanded. So look,
sorry, I'll get out of here. Throw me out of here.
No, you're good.
We got to get ready for The 115
Yeah, we got
Spasta.
Spasta.
I need that link.
Yeah, all right.
So finish up with a couple minutes. Get me out of here. 112. We need the link for Spasta, please.
Sounds good. Sounds good, bro. All right, so dude, nifty news, man. You kicked ass, and it's clear that you also have a radio show, as Sniper has declared that we have. And dude, you're welcome anytime.
No, what is he talking about? No, like I guess Twitter Spaces is a radio show, dude. Literally, I got on Twitter like a week ago. I'm not a big social media person. I think I almost have like 300 followers. All I do is participate in Twitter Spaces because, dude, I'm very passionate about this sector. This is going to change people's lives. And there's a little saying that I like to say is passion is the cleanest burning fuel on earth. And if you have passion for something, it just that's part of living, right? Like when you wake up every morning and you're excited about what you do. And Nifty News is just kind of like a news site that I put up. I have a whole team behind me. We're involved in a lot of different projects. Like I said, the infrastructure, we have an NFT platform that we're working on. We have some really cool tech. I don't want to get into it right now. It's you know, you got to be careful of what you say and how you say it. This is about NFT culture. Thank you for having me. This is about educating people. This is about getting people to open up their minds and just sit down for a second and think what this technology can do for you, for your business, for your ideas, for your art, for income, and you know, be part of this digital revolution. You know, I'm a big fan of Des Bryant and what he's doing. I just tweeted it out yesterday. He turned down $20 million. He didn't say how or where, but I'm assuming if you read between the lines, probably some, you know, Green Bay or Dallas
contract.
Yeah, contract, because he is getting into the NFT space, right? And we need a lot more leaders in the space. We need thought leaders. We need people that are authentic, that are here for the right reasons. This NFT community is amazing. These are friends that I'm literally chatting at night at 2:00 in the morning. Last night I said a joke. I said, I think my wife might be giving me an NFT that has divorce papers on it, right? Because she's like, I'm a 41-year-old guy. You know, I got 2 kids, but she gets it. She understands. She lives with me. I've always been the type of person that's really hard for me to stay present because I'm always thinking 2 to 5 years ahead. And when this comes around, then it's like putting, you know,
gasoline on the fire.
On a fire, because there's like, it's so uncharted territories. You can go so many different ways. But what I want to really focus on is the infrastructure, and how what I am doing and my team is doing is helping to develop use cases for NFTs.
Hell yeah, man. Well, dude, thanks so much for coming on. I just followed you on Twitter. I want to jump in Twitter Spaces with you. Absolutely. I think that's a great platform for us to be able to talk, you know, of freestyle talking, you know, and obviously Sniper's on them all the time. One closing plug on NFT Cult and on Chibis is, looks like we have 31 NFTs remaining on NFTcult.io. That's 31 out of 3,333. I'm pretty positive that we're going to sell out today. This dropped on Thursday, so it'd basically be a 4-day sellout, which I'm really proud of. Sniper has obviously offered us a ton of help there. If you want to get involved with probably the cheapest utility token for like a private NFT community, I'd say this is, at least right now, this is it. Sniper, let's talk about the Chibi world a little bit.
You talk about the Chibis. My headset's out. Can you hear me? I'm a semi-pro. My headset ran out. You tell us about what you learned of the Chibis. What's the price? When's it dropping? And when are we speaking to the founders?
Those are dope.
No.
Yeah, they're dropping September 9th at 10 p.m. UTC. I don't know what UTC is, but I'll figure it out. And they're dropping at 0.025 ETH. I really hope I can get my hands on several. The floor right now that is on OpenSea is, I think, 3 ETH is the floor right now. So you're buying into a project that's already got a proven track record of performance. The art style is a style that I think would be very attractive to certain demographics, many of which much are entering the NFT space now, and we've actually seen a trend of chibi themed NFTs coming out. So this fits right into that trend. Someone's asking about NFT cult utility. I would say to just join the Discord and ask in there, and I'll answer you in there because we're about to wrap up this video. The Discord link is in the description of this video. But yeah, back to chibis. You're also betting on Sniper when you buy chibis. And when you bet on Sniper, you're betting on someone that's down to literally stay up all night to get something done and to risk, his family alienating him because he's so, deep in NFTs. So if you want to bet on a site.
The other thing I want, tell them about what you woke up to before you had your breakfast. What type of email did you get? You had, I'm working 8 hours on Labor Day because Sniper says so.
Yeah, I woke up to an email that basically was like, what are the links? Just a lot of questions about the links.
Honestly, I can't do this again if my links aren't straight because I need to be pitching Spasta's links through the Chibis thing. I'm waiting to 112, and then I'm not going to be focused, and you're going to yell at me. So I know we're all tired. Get me the links for Spasta. I love you, but please get me the links for Spasta so that I could get that off my plate. And I do not want to talk to Fabs. Please, don't let him talk to me. You're a good interviewer. The best interviewer we got. Not a good interviewer. You're amazing. You are everything that started everything. You're not a good interviewer. I'm summing up good interviewer. I don't want to be.
All right.
Oh God! Thank you. Thank you. The whole audience is like, "Thank you." He's wild, dude. I love him though. I love his energy, but it's like you got to take him in doses. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit in the morning, a little bit at night.
I tried to bring him back there, but here he is. I'm bringing him back for a second. And
say, Nifty, can I tell you what today's about? Today's about just that. I don't want to be talking all the time. I want to go back to like having a normal life where I exercise and be with my family. So if we could, today is auditions. Today's all American Idol. Guess what? You're all gonna make it if you hang with this crew. Get in my Discord on Chibis. We got a Discord for Chibis. It's in my Twitter trail. If you can't find that, you're never gonna make it. Get into my Chibis thing. Just write me a nice message about what you want to do to help us with social before Thursday, and I'll get you into 007, which is a little chat room where we got some whales, we got some athletes, we got people that just want to show up and get skills in this space. If you've never done it before, I don't care. Just try to fucking spread our hashtag, Chibi Nation. Oh, I forgot to tell you, when the marketing guy, almost billionaire, he's going to be a billionaire. When he told me to get Chibi Nation, I made a gangster move. I just bought the .com. It was listed for $1,700. I put it on my Amex. Boom. And then I had to sell it to the founder, Fabs. So Fabs was a little surprised when I had to ask for permission. And then he said, "Oh, but it's taken." And I said, "Yeah, it's taken." And then I sent him the screenshot. We're going to make that into an NFT. We're going to make that a Twitter giveaway after we're done with the G3 drop because we're going to make that for hype for the G4 drop. We'll make that a Twitter giveaway. We are so focused on this drop. I want to get to 10,000 Discord users. So if you do like what we're doing and you're listening to us and you're not in the Chibi Discord, I'll be polite and say you have less than better chances of making it. Okay? Anyway, I'm out. See you soon. Get me those links for Spasta. The hottest shit ever is coming up. And the pinnacle, this is like Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Pio is about to interview
Spasta, baby. I'm excited.
The guy who's creating Disney, the guy who's creating the next Disney is about to come on the air with Pio. Nifty, hang around, man. We're going to need you at 3 o'clock because trust me, no one wants to hear me anymore. I haven't slept in a month, dude.
3 o'clock?
I just have open air time. Someone had to work, so we could use some help at 3 and 4 o'clock. Just get how many guys could we get in here, Pio?
We don't want to do more than 5 total.
Okay, I would also offer a female.
But
presence.
then again,
I think that would be really a nice way to quiet me down is to get a female in the room because I won't be so obnoxious.
We can do 6, and I'll be quiet.
Totally.
Yeah, Pio could use a break too. Yo, no, not yet. You're gonna get your break. Pio, you get a break at 3. Someone's gonna take over at 3, and what's gonna happen now is your best game. You and Malachi is coming on. Yeah, you guys are gonna crush it. And I'm just saying hello. I don't want to interview these guys. I want real interviewers to interview them. Okay? Can't be busting out like
just. Let me go get my apple. hold on one second.
No, great job, man. I hope I can get a follow back on Twitter because I followed you and I want to see you in the spaces, man. Let's go. But this was awesome.
A double follow for the beard, I would, but you only get one follow on Twitter, so it's all good.
Yeah, man. Let's go. Thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. All right.
Peace.
See ya.